guys, I'm Aveline and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all having an amazing day. So before we get into talking about this build, I do want to give a massive thank you to Discord for sponsoring this video yet again. So basically, if you guys don't know what Discord is, which honestly would surprise me if you didn't, because I keep mentioning it in my videos all the time. But anyways, Discord is an app that you can get on either your tablet or your phone or your computer, and you can get to talk to your friends on the app. You can chat with them for free, you can call each other, you can also join different servers. So I have a server of my own. I know of several other simmers that also have their own servers, and you basically just get to be in contact with the creators and also their communities and stuff. So it's super awesome for a game like The Sims to have a place like Discord where we get to talk to each other, because we don't have online features in The Sims, so it's a little bit difficult to get in contact with other simmers. I love to use Discord to both talk to my friends, but also to grow our little community on my server. So I talk to you guys get to talk to each other as well. Currently we're having weekly competitions or weekly contests on the server. So they're either build by contests or create a sim contests. So every week we have a new theme, and then you guys gotta build something according to that theme or in that theme. And I think about 2 weeks ago we did a giveaway with that contest, so the winner won a game code to a game pack of their choice, and that is definitely something that might happen again in the near future. So if you're a little bit competitive, if you like contests, or if you just want to be in contact with other simmers, if you want to get to know my community a little bit better and also be in contact with me, definitely join my server. There's an invitation link at the top of the description box, so it's super easy to join. You do have to be above or older than 13 years old, because that's just Discord rules. But definitely come join us over on the server. Nobody bites, nobody yells at each other. We're all very nice and welcoming, so I hope to see you guys on my Discord server. So anyways, about this build, it has been requested quite a lot of times if I could do solid color tiny houses. I think it was a request that's been inspired by Claire Siobhan, possibly. So I sat down the other day and I was actually planning on building a family house on a 30 by 20 because I thought that would be kind of cute. And I happened to, I don't know, browse around the different worlds in The Sims, and I went to Glimmerbrook to see what I was missing for my save file actually. So I ended up on the 40 by 30, which I know is not a 30 by 20, but I ended up looking at that lot, and suddenly I didn't feel like building a family house anymore. I felt like building multiple tiny houses. So I sat here and I was looking at the 40 by 30 thinking that that lot could actually work for several tiny houses because it's a wide lot, it's not a long lot, at least as far as I remember. Like off the top of my head, it looks like, in my head, it looks like a wide lot and not a long lot, if that makes any sense. So like the 40 it's 40 wide, it's not 40 long. Am I making sense now? I don't really know. Anyways, so I was looking at that lot, and I remembered that you guys have been requesting solid color tiny houses quite a lot. I think another one that's been requested quite a lot is rainbow tiny houses. So that's something I definitely want to do as well, and I do have an idea of where it's going to be built. I just need to take my time and sit down and do it. 7 houses is a lot to build at once, just gonna throw that out there, so it may take a while for me to get to it, but I think I have a feeling of where I want to build it and stuff. But I remember that you guys have been requesting solid color tiny houses, so I sat here and I was looking at the Glimmerbrook lot and just thought, I don't want to build solid color tiny houses on this lot, I want to build some other tiny houses on this lot. So I got other plans for that lot and decided to move the solid color tiny houses to Willow Creek. Are you confused yet? I don't blame you if you are, but anyways, we ended up building on this 30 by 20 in Willow Creek. It's 30 wide and 20 long, so it's a wide lot. Actually, no, because if you save a build, if you've built here on this lot and you save the build to the gallery, for some reason, it'll take the picture of the house from the side, which doesn't really make any sense, because every other lot in this little neighborhood is like, it's fine. They're not taking the pictures from the side of the house, like from the side of the lot. It's a little bit weird. I don't know what's going on with this lot. It's very strange. I think it's called Bargain Bend or something. Actually, does it not say up in the upper left corner? I never built on this lot. I think I've built once or twice on this lot or something like that. So I kind of tend to avoid it because it's wide and not long. But I figured for these several tiny houses, it would kind of be fitting. It's a little bit easier to make room for several smaller houses on one lot if it's wider instead of longer. So that is what we're doing. And I also decided to not make the tiny houses identical and just in different colors. I thought it would be a little bit more fun if they had different shapes and also different styles. So that is also something we're doing today. We are decorating the first one here in green, and I am not following the solid color tiny house or solid color build challenge rules. Would you call it that? I think so. I'm not completely following those rules, but we are inspired by those rules for this build. So I am mainly sticking to green colors in this house, but as you can see, there's a little bit of brown as well. I did stick to brown woods instead because I didn't want to go for just green swatches. I wanted everything to be pretty and cohesive, and with the solid color build challenge, everything just kind of turns out a little bit weird. So I still wanted it to be nice and pretty and stuff. So anyways, that's why we're just inspired by the rules and we're not completely following them. So the first house here, since it is green, I decided that the sim that lives in this house is very into gardening. They also get a couple of plant pots in the backyard later on. Even though none of the houses actually have proper backyards, I just decided to utilize some of that free space I had behind the house. So they end up with a big plant pot and also a couple of smaller ones, so they can actually plant stuff in the backyard if they want to. So I thought that would be really fitting because green is, you know, the color of the trees and plants and grass and whatever. It would be kind of fitting for them to be very into gardening and stuff. So for the landscaping as well, I decided to go for the same flowers for each house, but for the green one, I turned to white flowers, and then for the blue one, I decided to go for blue, and for the red house, I decided to go for red flowers. So it's basically the same landscaping, but they're in different colors. And the reason that I went with white for the greenhouse is because the flowers don't come in green, and I didn't just want to use like grass or bushes or shrubs or anything like that. I wanted it to still be nice. I still wanted there to be flowers and stuff, so I decided to go for white. That's just how it is today. We don't have any green flowers. Do green flowers actually exist? I know nothing about plants, like plant names and stuff. I'm clueless, like honestly clueless. So let me know if green flowers are a thing, because I would be very curious about that. I'm actually currently looking for flowers for one of the vases in my dining area. So I want yellow flowers, but I don't want them to be sunflowers because they're a little bit too big. I want like smaller yellow flowers. So if you know any flowers like that, let me know as well. Like not necessarily tiny flowers, but definitely smaller than sunflowers. So yeah, let me know. I'm sure that there's some plant experts out there that know plants and flowers a little bit better than I do, so I would appreciate your guys' help if you do know anything. And by anything, I mean anything about flowers and plants. No, I'm not saying that you guys don't know anything. It's just I re-listened to it, or I listened back to it, and it makes it sound like I mean that you guys don't know anything. I know you're smart people, so anyways, just let me know if you know anything about plants and flowers and stuff. I would appreciate the help a lot. And yes, I will be doing an apartment tour at some point once I get to a point where I feel like the apartment is a little bit more full, because I did move without any furniture whatsoever. The only thing I had was my computer chair. So everything else I've had to buy since I got here. So I don't have any living room right now. It's an empty place or empty space in my common room or whatever you call that. So once I get everything, like all the furniture sorted out and stuff, I will be doing an apartment tour. But I think I will be doing an office tour before that, because the office is coming along very nicely. It's probably the room that I've spent the most time on, I think, just because I also spend the most time in here compared to the other rooms. So it kind of makes sense. But yeah, in case you're wondering about that, yes, I will be doing something like that in the future once everything is a little bit more settled. But yeah, anyways, about the plans, let me know. So the second house that we're doing is the blue one, and for this one, I thought the sim that lives in this house is into cooking, which I know you can't see because the kitchen is very small, but it's also because it's a tiny house, so I couldn't really put like a gigantic kitchen in here unless you want to see me do something like that, like a cook's tiny house or a master chef's tiny house, something like that. They could have like a ginormous according to tiny house standards kitchen or something. That could be kind of fun. Definitely let me know if you want to see that. But I thought they'd be into cooking because I don't know, it's been a while since I've done anything for a cook or for someone who likes to cook in The Sims. I don't know why that is. I just tend to forget those people exist in The Sims, or those Sims exist. So I decided to turn this one into, they have like a cooking book on their dresser actually, because you can't put it on this little table that I used as a coffee table because it's actually a pedestal, so it's used for get to work, like it's used for businesses and stuff. So if you put books on that table, it'll look like an exhibition, or what do you call that? Like the book won't be lying down, it'll be standing up. It looks kind of weird. You can see it here in just a second, I think. But I decided to move the cooking book up next to the bed, so it looks like they're sort of reading before they're going to bed or something. So just brushing up on their cooking skills or something like that. Or maybe they work with something else and they just want to be a cook or something. Maybe they work as like in an office, or yeah, they could work in business and they'd be super tired of it and their big dream is to become a master chef or something like that. So when they get home from work in the evening and they're super tired, all they do before they go to sleep is read cooking or read about cooking. That would be kind of sad, but also motivating at the same time. I could totally see that happening for the sim. I hope they manage to fulfill their dreams and become a master chef. There we go. We have a little background story for the sim in this house. Let me know if you got any background stories for the sim in the green house and also the red house, which we'll get to in just a little bit. The red house is going to be for, I think, a witch, because they have a lot of crystals here and there. That's kind of what I was going for that house. So they mainly have red crystals because I figured that would sort of fit the color of the house, but you can definitely also, but yeah, if you do download these houses, you can definitely change them according to your liking. So if you don't want them to be too one colored, you can of course just change them a little bit. And always, actually guys, if you download my houses and you renovate them a little bit, or you change the interior to your families or whatever you do, and you want me to see the houses, you can either send them on the Discord server or like upload the pictures to the Discord server, or you can tweet them at me and I'll always see it. So I'm really curious to see that kind of stuff, and yeah, I would love to see pictures of that. So but I just wanted to throw that out there. I feel like I don't say that enough on the channel. I feel like I've said it maybe once or twice, so well, that's always something you can do. Also, a little side note, am I the only one who's kind of got a feeling that we're gonna get an announcement next week? Because we are into October now, and if the leaks about university are true, or Discover University, or whatever they found out it was going to be called, or they think it's going to be called, if those leaks are true, which I'm not saying that they are because nothing has been confirmed, but if they're true, next week should be, like time-wise, if you're looking at the timeline according to last year, next week should be when the trailer is coming out, or at least they're going to tease it or something. So I'm kind of hoping that's something that's going to happen, because I would love to see, like, I don't know, I want to see new stuff. I know that we just got Realm of Magic, but I'm always into getting new stuff for the game. Remember, I spend like several hours every day in this game, and I've already used everything, well, almost everything, everything that's usable for family homes at least. So I'm always interested in more stuff that I can combine with other items, or I don't know, style with other items, always into more stuff. So I'm really curious to see, and I think it's going to be either next week or the week after next week. So, but we'll see. I could be wrong about it, but we'll see. Are you guys surprised that the first room that I decorated in all three, actually, well, no, maybe the greenhouse and also the red house, is the bathroom? Because I always save the bathroom for the last. Like, that's the last thing I do before I finish up a build or before I move on to landscaping or whatever I do next. It's always the bathroom. Sometimes if I do apartments, I'll even forget the bathroom. I've forgotten bathrooms before while doing family homes as well, so it happens quite often, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie about that. But for today, actually, in this build, I decided to go ahead and do the bathrooms first. I don't know why I did that. I'm very surprised with myself as I'm watching the video back right now. It's kind of weird. What is this? Is it a new me? I don't really know. But anyways, so we got the red house, and this is the last house that we're doing. Yes, I did forget to put windows on this side of the build, so I go back and fix that later on. Don't worry about that. But like I said before, I think that this house is supposed to be for a witch. They have a tea brewer, and I don't know, witches can probably also like coffee, but in my head I just feel like herbal tea is sort of like a witchy thing. I might just be very generalizing right now or something, but there's something about the herbs, like herbal tea, because they do like, at least in The Sims, they grow stuff and, you know, all that sort of stuff. They need it for alchemy, so I figured maybe they grew stuff as well and they used it for tea, you know, that sort of thing. And they also have a lot of candles in here. We have a lot of crystals, like I mentioned before, as well. And I used those, what are they called? The hanging stuff from City Living. I used them in front of the door. I was also told in my Urban Witch apartment, actually, that you're not supposed to have a window turned towards the bed if you're a witch. So I did put a mirror, sorry, that's what it's called. So I did put a mirror up here. I moved this out. It's not going to be a desk, it's going to be a dresser, because I've recognized that I didn't have a dresser, even though I don't technically need a dresser because there's a walk-in closet. Why did I not think about that? Anyways, but they have a dresser now. So I hung a mirror above the dresser, and I ended up using those City Living hanging wall decor to cover it up, so there is technically a mirror that's turned towards the bed, but it's covered up, so it's not actually showing. Like, you can't see anything in the mirror if you're sitting on the bed or lying in the bed. It's covered up completely. Hopefully I'm making sense right now, because I remember that comment and I wanted to make sure that there was no mirror that was like visible to the bed, and since that's a thing, like, I don't really know that much about witches and stuff, but I remember that comment, so I wanted to make sure that I was at least incorporating that into this build. So yeah, I hope that's okay. But you can see it right there, it's kind of covered up completely, but because I don't even know what they're called. I'm gonna keep calling them the wall decor from City Living because I don't know. It's like a curtain, but it's not really a curtain. It's a curtain of sequins or something. I don't really know. They're not that thick, they're not that dense in The Sims, so it's still kind of visible underneath, but we can pretend like they're supposed to be a little bit more dense so you can't actually see the mirror underneath. But yeah, this is where I noticed that I'm missing windows, and I didn't really want to move the kitchen around. I didn't want to remove any of the pictures above the bed either, plus I'd have to remove the bed as well and turn it or change it with another bed because it kind of has this like dream bed effect. That's not what canopy effect, is that what you call it? I don't know, English is just not going well today. I'm trying to use words that I don't really know are right. Like, I don't really know the words. I'm just trying to use them anyways. It's not working out very well for me, but hey, you gotta start somewhere, you gotta try. So anyways, but yeah, I think we're pretty much about done with the red house, or at least the interior, and we're moving on to the exterior. So this is where you see me using basically the same flowers at every single house, but in different colors. And I hope it's okay that I went for white flowers for the greenhouse, by the way. It's just, I didn't want to just, like I said before, I didn't want to just stick to grass and bushes and shrubs and all that other stuff. I wanted there to be flowers. I wanted it to be cute. So yeah, definitely let me know if you want to see more tiny houses like this or tiny house builds like this. So several tiny houses on one lot. You can see that it's taken me, this video should end up being about 24 minutes long, possibly 24 and a half or something like that. So for 3 houses, if it takes me that long, 7 houses will definitely take me a lot longer. So I might have to make the 7 tiny houses, like the rainbow tiny houses, identical, or I don't know. Let me know if you got any ideas for that. I'm not super into splitting up my videos these days. I feel like they just they turn out a lot better if you keep everything in one video, in my opinion at least. So, but definitely let me know if you got any ideas for that, and I will try to do it according to your ideas. So I won't be doing that build anytime soon, but it's definitely something that I am planning to do. So yeah, we have moved on to the landscaping now, and this is basically what it's going to look like with the other house as well, just in the different colors. I did leave an extra pair of shrubs in the greenhouse's landscaping just because I wanted there to be a little bit more greenery, but I still didn't want to like I said before, I've said it a couple of times, I didn't want to just stick to grass and shrubs and that sort of stuff, so it's mostly flowers, but there's definitely a couple of shrubs there. I also added a little bit more detail to the blue house's exterior. I used these wall dividers that came with, is it Dine Out? I think it's Dine Out. They came in 2 different variations actually, so 2 different versions. One is this one that I'm using, and there's another one that has this hole in the middle as well. I've used that a couple of times too. I like to use them for gazebos or just as wall dividers and under windows and stuff. I use them a lot actually. They're very, very, very nice. So very versatile, surprisingly versatile. And this little back area is where the plant pots are going to be placed later on. So once I decide that the gardening sim definitely needs to be able to do some gardening, I kind of realized that I could use this backspace for something, so I ended up putting the plant pots there. And yeah, other than that, the landscaping for the rest of this build is sort of the same, different color variations, but that's actually just about it. So I think I toned it down just a little bit for the blue house, just because the blue house is a little bit more contemporary, so I thought it would look kind of out of place if there was like lots and lots of landscaping around it. I don't fully know why, that's just my mind is telling me no, so I toned it down just a little bit. Also, if you're wondering where those flower boxes are from, they're actually world objects. So they were unlocked a couple of months ago or sometime during the summer or something, and you need a cheat for them to work. All my cheats are in the description box, by the way, if you're wondering. I often get questions about my cheats, and I'm always like, check the description box. Everything is written in the description box. So you can just scroll down and click read more, and all my cheats should be there. You do have to use show hidden objects first for the world objects to turn up after, but you need the world live edit. I don't really remember what that cheat is called. It's something like show world live edit objects. Honestly, as you can hear, I don't remember what it's called, but it's that one. It's in the description, so you're just gonna have to use the show hidden objects cheat first for it to work for some reason. So yeah, but that's basically about it. So if you guys got any ideas for future builds you want to see me do here on the channel, definitely let me know. Also, if you're into Roblox and that sort of stuff, I do have a second channel that's also linked in the description, so I hope to see some of you guys over there possibly. I don't upload a whole lot over there, but I do upload now and then when I got the time. And also streaming, I will be streaming a little bit more in the future on Twitch as well, and there's a link to my Twitch in the description box as well. But yeah, that's about it. So if you guys like this house, you can download it off the gallery. My ID is AvelineYT, and you can also find it under the hashtag Aveline or AvelineYT. And as always, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Remember to like and subscribe and all that good stuff if you did, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye!
Hand in hand, building castles out of sand.